Have a nice day. My name is Miroslav Reiter, and together with my colleague Andrej Miklošík from Univerzity, Faculty of Management in Bratislava, we would like to present the topic of our research paper with title Google Analytics Best Practices in Online Businesses. Very briefly about the content of our presentation and research paper. At the beginning, we will have a look at the introduction and abstract of our contribution. Then we will discuss the aim and methods used in research paper. We will analyze the results and conclusion. We will be happy to hear your question and discussion. We will look at the recommendation from the result of our research. Paper has classification M31, M37 and C8. We use a structured qualitative analysis. This paper describes some of typical mistakes in web analytics area of our organization. It identifies the most common errors in Google Analytics accounts. We also compiled a list of best practices for using Google Analytics by online businesses. The basis of our research were an audit and analysis of data from Google Analytics accounts of selected Slovak and Czech companies which sells their product and provide services through e-shops. The qualitative research was conducted through personal, semi-structured interviews with two analytics experts who are Google certified trainers. Web analytics, measurement and Google Analytics are of great importance to any type of organization regardless of its size. That is why we attempt to highlight the most common mistakes and compile a list of recommendations applicable to most e-shop. Web analytics and measurement are key to continuous improvement of products and service not only in online businesses. If an organization is to improve, it needs the most accurate information about traffic, users and conversions such as purchases, sign-ups, video and content viewing and much more. Google Analytics is the most widely used analytic tool. Get statistics about the user of your site. It's available at analytics.google.com and it's free up to 100 pages. It's possible to track current and historical traffic, user behavior and their properties, conversion, sales. We want to get actionable insights, so turning data insights into action. We want to know recommendations for action, what to do differently, what to change. It's not a recommendation that we had an income or revenue of 1 million yesterday. Google launched the service in November 2005 after acquiring Urchin. In our work we use Google Analytics Universal Analytics, which is currently the most used version in the world. In 2020, a version of Google Analytics 4 was released, which works without cookies and machine learning and statistical modeling. We use Google Analytics Standard, which is free. Limits is 10 million hits. Processing accuracy is not guaranteed and data may not be current. In other side, it exists a premium license. It's paid. Hits are limited to the 1 trillion. Premium has ability to track up to 200 custom dimensions and metrics. It's data-driven attribution, but premium is $150,000, which is the annual licensing the cost of Google Analytics Premium. Why Web Analytics and Google Analytics? We have selected 8 things that often interest us as web analysts and researchers. First, how many people visit our website. Second, where do visitors and customers go? Where is worth to investing funds? How do visitors behave on our website? What type of people are our visitors? What are they looking for on our website and where? What do they least like? And conversely, what content do they like? And last, are visitors performing to the conversion we want from them? Google Analytics works on the site tagging method with JavaScript code. It's called GATC, Google Analytics Tracking Code. We add this code into HTML element head and the web analytics is updated every 24 hours. The aim of study presented in this paper are twofold. Firstly, we aim at describing the most common mistakes in web analytics in various organizations. Secondly, the study focus at identifying the most common errors in Google Analytics account. Qualitative research was conducted through personal semi-structured interview with 2 web analytics experts who are also Google certified trainers. Both authors prepared the interview structure and question. First author conducted the interview between September 2020 and September 2021 via Google Meet and Skype. The interviews were audio recorded and transcribed. The reason for choosing this type of research and research sample was to get expert insight into what current best practices in web analytics are and what the typical mistakes of e-commerce organizations look in this regard. Following this, analysis of user behavior data from Google Analytics of selected Slovak and Czech e-commerce companies was performed to verify for the previously identified issue, convert them, and identify new one. Structured qualitative analysis (SQL) was used to analyze online consumer behavior data. Research period was from September 2020 to September 2021. The total count of companies was 32. Average revenue of companies was 108,732. Total count of analyzed segments was 12. And we see count of companies with Azure with 29. On this slide we see example of one of the analyzed Google Analytics accounts. In our research paper we were interested in answers to research question. First question, what are most common issue and error in Google Analytics? And second question, what are the best practices in Google Analytics? Finding and results, let's find out. In Google Analytics we can evaluate and analyze more than 200 different parameters. We have decided to evaluate the key parameters according to recommendation of community of analysts and Google certified trainers. We categorize the common account issue into 2 groups, namely error caused by incorrect or inefficient settings and analytic error. In this table we can see the issues from category 1, Google Analytics settings are prevalent, and the important step in Google Analytics is to set up your accounts correctly from the beginning. This avoids unnecessary mistakes and problems. We further categorize the individual problem according to their level of seniority. In this table we see most common medium issues. We see based on structured qualitative analysis we have compiled this table with most common account issue. On this slide we can see totally 26 issue altogether. Based on the issue we have created list of top 10 recommendation in this table that can be used for any shop and segment. We have compiled the list with regard to diversity of knowledge levels and seniority of companies. So finally let's take a look at discussion and conclusion. The most fundamental issue was the incorrectly deployed tracking code for Google Analytics. We recommended using a Google Tag Manager at the same time checking its correct deployment. We found almost 30% of accounts has incorrectly set time zone, and the companies from Slovakia, Czechia use the Pacific time zone. We further identified that as many as 79% of the accounts did not have proper administrative matters related to data processing and violated the GDPR regulation. We recommended that this needs to be fixed as soon as possible through Google Marketing Platform. Deploy recommended segments, dashboard, audiences report from Google Analytics Solution Gallery from the world's top analysis, and it's a good idea to tag all URLs for better review in Google Analytics acquisition and campaign overview. In this paper we identified the following theoretical implication. Businesses have a basic awareness of Google Analytics. They typically deploy that do not utilize its potential for marketing analytics. For medium and large e-shop, we recorded at least number of errors and notice active and regular work with their Google Analytics account. We encourage business to learn about web analytics and how to use Google Analytics. Also use Google Analytics regularly to make informed decisions. Annual audits help identify issues in account settings and analytics. The implications for practice are important, and these are, we believe, our findings can be used as a checklist for better future deployments and more efficient use of Google Analytics. We also assume that business will focus on the top 10 recommendations and use them correctly, set up their Google Analytics accounts. More reliable data in Google Analytics will enable companies to identify consumer preferences when buying Slovak and Czech products more accurately. Thank you for your attention. I will be happy for any question and discussion. And we have used total 27 references for this research paper, all available as listed. So thank you.